That a woman is hypergamous in the way that she dates, so long as her man is more masculine than she is, she will probably view him as a viable option. So as a woman's masculinity increases, so does the degree of masculinity that she requires from her man. However, as a man's masculinity increases, the degree of femininity that he requires from his woman increases. So as a woman becomes more like a man, not only does she limit her options to that small subset of men who are more masculine than she is, but those options of men aren't even attracted to her because she's too masculine and they're looking at the girls over here who are their feminine counterbalance. So she's left with absolutely nothing unless she's willing to settle for a man who's less masculine than her, who she will absolutely lose respect for and inevitably leave.
The things that I've seen is women who will say, I was having threesomes with guys that I didn't really like, but now you're my boyfriend and I won't do that with you.
Yeah.
Gentlemen, if they're just a piece of advice, I would never accept that. Under no circumstance would I accept this idea.
This one's for the single guys. I want your opinion on something.
Okay.
I want to hear your honest thoughts about dating a single mom. Because one of the guys I dated after my divorce said something, and those words have stuck with me. He told me, you have 3 kids. No one is gonna want to take you on. But I want to know, what do you really think about that? We're kind of a package deal.
You can call it a package deal all you want. The way I look at it is 3 extra bills. Could you find another man? Yeah, sure. But the chances of you finding the type of man that you'd feel good and spending the rest of your life with are significantly reduced because of those 3 extra bills. That's why they're in your DMs.
I hate women that don't like men. I hate that shit. Like, when you become so ultra feminist that you minimize men and their role in society, their role in the family dynamic, that's when you start losing me.
Not only that, but once you become an ultra feminist, you start losing touch with reality. Like, just think about it. You start believing that women shouldn't be doing the things that they've historically been better than men at, and what they should actually be doing is all the things that men have historically been better than women at. You start advocating for men and women to switch roles, all while simultaneously minimizing the role of men. Now, if that isn't delusion, I don't know what is.
The only reason a man would be insecure about a woman's body count, my friends, is because they're insecure that they're not going to be able to satisfy the woman as well as the other men in the body count.
Actually, I'd be more concerned about the fact that your oxytocin receptors have densified to the point where you can't effectively pair bond. I'd be more concerned with the abnormal levels of sexual discipline and inhibition that emotionally healthy women tend to exhibit. I'd be more concerned about your impaired judgment when it comes to selecting a mate. I'd be more concerned about the fact that you're so desperate for emotional validation that you will willfully give your body to anybody. Concerned about the fact that you don't even receive orgasms from most of the men that you've dealt with, because if you did, you would keep that guy around, seeing as how elusive female orgasms typically are. I'd be concerned about the fact that I'm dealing with an emotionally unhealthy woman who likely suffers from substance abuse and depression. Concerned about the emotional baggage. Concerned about a hidden STI due to your increased risk. Concerned that I just increased my chances of divorce by 30%. Concerned that I just maximized my chances of being cucked. Concerned there's no long-term benefits dealing with a promiscuous woman.
Gotcha, bitch!
Where the hell do y'all be finding these men that are obsessed with you? Good fathers?
Hi, it's the nerds.
Hey, for the dudes in the comments who are just like, yep, that's me, stand up, bro. Stand the absolute fuck up, because the way she's referring to those hobbies is not flattering in the slightest. What I heard is goofy, goober, loser, nerd fuck is who you want to marry. Not just a dude with hobbies. D&D, marbles, card games. You tell me you do that shit, I'm like, oh, this is a regular fucking dude. She hears that, she's just like, oh, you're a fucking dork.
Taking the autonomy away from women, it is heartbreaking to see women pushing that propaganda. It's all brainwash. Like you,
it's brainwash because you don't agree with me.
No,
so
because I've been
brainwashed.
Fundamentalist.
This is nothing to do with like even religion. This is very
conservative
basic,
thinking.
scientific, human rights.
Oh, I saw your hand up. Yeah.
I think women want to sleep around and not have any consequence for it.
Hell yeah, we do.
Yeah.
Yeah, instead of, taking personal accountability and being on birth control, they just want to, do whatever they want. 40% of women that have had abortions have had 2 or more. 40%.
Good for them.
So what does that say to me? That means you're using it as a form of birth control, and they don't track the 60%.
What kind of abortions?
Can you let me finish? They don't track the 60% to say who in the future has abortion. So to me, it's like, why are they dying so hard for abortion? They want to sleep around with no consequences, even though you have 41 forms of birth control.
Who does that benefit?
I don't think that benefits women. I think actually that benefits men because it means that men can have sex with you without consequence. It means that you can sleep with whoever you feel like, great, but there are consequences because women are the ones who get pregnant and carry babies and give birth.
It's very binary version of
yes,
sex.
because sex is binary, but please let me finish my point.
Oh, God.
It's tricking women into thinking that aborting a pregnancy, terminating a pregnancy is something to be celebrated, when in reality, for a lot of women, especially those who are doing it under duress, say that they've been raped or that, you know, in the small circumstances where something really traumatic has happened to them, that's a medical decision. Or say that they're miscarrying and then they have to, you know, have an assisted termination. That's a medical procedure. It's
May I ask a question? Why don't we want men to be happy? Why are we trying to piss them off? I keep running into very stupid, foolish dating advice that's like, make him jealous. This will make him angry. This will make him want to strike. No! Y'all like y'all men angry? Y'all like him in the angry flavor? When in this world, in this universe, in this lifetime, in this epoch, in this era, have angry men ever served us? When has a man being pissed off ever made our lives easier? Let me know. I think the people who date men should be striving to make men feel comfortable, wanted, desired, included, treasured, valuable. Why do I feel like that's an unpopular thing to say? People gonna run and be like, she's a pick me, oh, she just wanna get chose. How can I lose if I'm already chose? Like, but seriously, please stop pissing the boys off. Stop trying to make them mad or insecure.
I remember talking to several guys that were like, you know, she came from a good family, the parents were intact, the siblings were all intact, good Christian lives, went to church every weekend, conservative, always voted, you know, conservative from a red state, all of those things, ticked off all the boxes. But then he's like, but then she started working in HR in this woke corporation, cut her hair short, got fat, dyed her hair purple, got some weird tattoos, and now we're getting divorced and I don't recognize her and she's taking the kids and she won't let me see them. That story didn't happen just once. Like, I saw versions of that movie many, many times over and over again. So one of the things that you have to understand as a guy is if you do invite a woman in your life on a long-term basis and you create a family with her, she always reserves the right to change her mind at any given time. In fact, a lot of the data that's in my book comes from many of my consults too.
Adam was the biggest simp of all time. If you're a Christian, you know the story of Adam and Eve, and you know that Adam was the first simp in history. Simping has been going on since biblical days. Adam and Eve, Samson and Delilah, King Solomon. This has been happening since the beginning of time. And I believe the reason God allowed these stories to be in the Bible is to teach man a lesson on how to lead. You see, God gave Adam clear instruction. You can eat anything you want in this garden, but don't eat this damn apple from that tree. And Adam was like, all right, sound good. But then what happened? You see, his lady, Eve, got manipulated by the snake. The snake spit game in her ear, which is a lesson for a lot of y'all fellas who talk about money and status. Nah, that mouthpiece you get in a woman's ear, that's the key. But I digress. Remember, God didn't talk to Eve. He talked to Adam because man is supposed to be the leader. So Eve then went and manipulated Adam to eat the apple. Eve didn't know no better. Adam knew better, but he listened to his woman. That's what a lot of y'all do nowadays. He disobeyed God and ate the apple. And now, look, we here. Because of his poor decision, we all got to pay for that. The land is cursed because he couldn't stand true to what he knew, and he listened to his lady. He allowed his lady to deter him from what he had to do. You see, one man simping lead to the downfall of everything. Real shit. But what's the lesson? Fellas, if you don't take lead in your life, in your relationship, and you allow your lady to lead you, you're going to fail every time. Your lady is not supposed to be leading you at all. You got to take charge. When she don't know what she want to eat, that's when you come in and say, this is where we going to eat. That's it. Straight up like that. When you about to go to the gym and she call you and say, no, come hang out with me. Hell no, I'm going to go get this workout in. I'll see you later. That's how you got to move. Real shit.
Women don't want to be wrong. They'd rather lie than be wrong. It's their nature. It's not a bad thing. I'm not dissing women. Women run from submittance. In relationships, let me say this. Men commit in relationships. A woman cannot commit in a relationship. I don't care. Oh, she won't commit. She broke her commitment. She broke her commitment. She never was committed, bro. They can't. When a man commits to a relationship or a marriage with a woman, he does that in thoughts that it is forever. When a woman submits, she does that in thoughts that this is fucking awesome. And he's awesome. And I love this. And I'm getting what I want. As soon as that stops, she's like, I'm not happy. And she fucking leaves. She will tear your whole family and legacy apart, bro. And we know this is a fact.
Okay, what's wrong with having to know or being able to know that you can go home and not have to worry about whatever you dealt with throughout the day? What's wrong with knowing that?
Do you think that men are not built to just handle things? Do you think that we cry over problems at work?
No one's saying cry over problems at work.
But do you think that we get emotional over problems at work?
That's the point. You don't get emotional over problems at work. So when you come home, you just want to relax. That's the point. It's about you not getting emotional over problems at work, that you need that space to do that. That's the point.
That makes no sense. Guys don't get emotional at work. We don't. We're not going to sit there. That's what I'm saying. It's a projection. You're because this is how women are. You need to understand that a lot of things that y'all think, y'all project. And this is the biggest issue today, is that women think men are like this or like this. It's always projecting.
Can I
Because that's all guys want. All guys want is pussy. No. Let me rephrase that. Shitty men want pussy, and that's all they want from you. Hire guys that are worth more, that will benefit your life more. They're not just going to want pussy from you. And that's a fact.
Or could it be that the men that only want sex from women is because that's all that the women have to offer? Because for me, if pussy is all you're offering, pussy's all I want.
Why are the sisters standing and the brothers sitting?
If we want to sit, we can ask.
Well, you ladies got to speak up for yourselves.
Say 40 years ago.
There's no statute of limitations on chivalry.
That's gendered and sexist.
And polite.
And patronizing.
And polite.
What kind of law do you practice?
I'm a criminal defense attorney.
You ever represent domestic violence defendants?
Many times.
Knowing that they're guilty?
Meaning what?
Meaning you have a choice.
Watch it. Someday you may need the Sixth Amendment.
Oh, that's lawyer talk.
Oh, I see. We got a Sarah Lawrence soul sister in the band.
I'm not your sister, asshole.
I'm not an asshole, sister.